All right, so I just wanted to jump on here and just kind of show you what my students do on ground to kind of help them at least begin to understand the endocrine pathways. And something that I would suggest doing is beginning with the starting of each hormone pathway. So, what they like to do is do hypothalamus. And let's just say that the hypothalamus, actually, let me do this a different way. Sorry, hold on. Hypothalamus, let's do it this way. And then let's put anterior pituitary here. And let's put target. And let's put hormone. And potentially one more target, depending on which pathway you're doing. Oops. Okay. So, oops. What we can do here is we can put in, let's just start with CRH, corticotropic releasing hormone. Okay, and that stimulates the anterior pituitary to release ACTH. That targets the adrenal cortex, and that causes the adrenal cortex to release something called cortisol. And what cortisol does then is target a lot of different things, right? It targets, the cardiovascular system. It targets glucose stores, things like that. And that's kind of its function, right? So let's do another one. So let's say thyrotropin releasing hormone stimulates the anterior pituitary to release TSH, which stimulates the thyroid gland. And what does the thyroid gland do in response to that? Releases T3 and T4. What are the targets of T3, T4? Most tissues of the body. And if you wanted to, you could do another column here and you could do function as well off to the side. This is just kind of a basic, like what I would do or what I would at least start with. So those two are your longest pathways. But let's just say we want to do a shorter pathway. Let's do gonadotropic releasing hormone. That triggers the anterior pituitary to release our gonad associated hormones, LH and FSH. Okay. LH and FSH target the ovaries or testes. And that essentially just goes through to its function, right? So its function would be sex hormone production and gamete production, which would be your eggs and sperm. You also have a really short one. How about growth hormone releasing hormone? Okay, that triggers the anterior pituitary to release growth hormone. Oops, excuse me. And essentially, all that does is targets all body tissues, and you're done, right? Your body tissues don't release a hormone in response to that. It's done. That's the pathway. If you want to keep doing this for other hormone pathways, you can even go into so hypothalamus, posterior pituitary, target. Okay, and then maybe we do action. Okay, hypothalamus, nerve, impulse, right? And that's going to be for both. It was going to release oxytocin or ADH, antidiuretic hormone. Oxytocin targets the uterus and breast tissue. And then the action would be contractions and milk production. ADH targets the kidneys to retain sodium. And if you need to, you can even write what the stimulus was over here. So the stimulus for that one was low blood pressure, right? And so we're going to retain sodium, and therefore we're going to retain water. So try and organize your thoughts into a document kind of like this to help make it easier for you to study. What my students also do on ground is write these out. They test themselves. They see how many of these steps that they can fill in without looking at their notes, and then kind of go from there. But ultimately, I know that the endocrine system is not fun, but it is so very important as in terms of feedback and homeostasis. What you can also do on these is even write like, let's just say we have too much sodium and sodium retention over here, then we can draw an arrow back to negative feedback. And that will shut the hypothalamus off from stimulating the posterior pituitary. But however it makes sense for you guys to do it, this is just kind of a good starting point that I would recommend. So